Hey guys, today I'm doing my Q&A that I said I'd do a couple of weeks ago, and it's taken a little longer to get here than I thought it would because, well, I've just been busier than I thought I would. And then I tried to record it yesterday, and then I spilled a bunch of water on my laptop. My work laptop, by the way, which, you know, brand new MacBook Pro, so that's good, although not if you spill water on it and almost break it. But I didn't, so it all worked out fine. So, yeah. But anyway, yes, it is the Q&A from my hotel room in Belfast. If you somehow didn't know by now, I'm away for the next... actually only really like 4 more weeks now, but yeah, I've been in Belfast for 3 weeks, will be for another 4, doing training for my work. And I apologize if the quality of the video and audio isn't great. It's being recorded on a phone because I don't have any equipment here, so yeah. Anyway, talking of work, the first question from Aerodynamic Cow is, can you explain a bit more about what your job is? I find it interesting. Well, my job is, well, I'm a software engineer. Currently, technically a trainee software engineer because I'm doing my training, but yeah, I will be developing software for a company which I won't name, for something I'll explain briefly later. But yeah, but for a company that mostly does kind of consultancy work, which isn't quite what it sounds like. It basically just means when a company needs some software written and they don't have in-house developers, they call us and we make it. They also do some in-house products which are really cool, so a really interesting, like, big, good project, which would be fun to work on. So yeah, that kind of stuff. Sorry, I just had to go do a thing. Anyway, yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, software company. And I did mention briefly that I'm not going to mention the name of the company, not because I don't want people to know that. Well, I don't really want people to know that kind of thing, but also, like, even if you did somehow figure it out, just don't say anything, because once a YouTube channel becomes linked to a company, it gets very complicated and it would be very difficult to continue to do this, potentially. So yeah, anyway. Next question comes from the Kerbal King. Why didn't you bring your PC to Ireland? Well, they don't really let me bring giant PCs to the hotel, because it's not like a gaming laptop, it's like a big desktop, so it wouldn't have worked. Also, it weighs a lot more than 23 kilograms, so I couldn't have brought it on the plane. I think I have like a 23 kilogram limit, so yeah. Moving it to my new house was hard enough, so none of that stuff. Next question comes from Cosmonaut Crash. Any plans to keep doing things in KSP RSS? Thinking mostly of quick miniseries type stuff. If so, any mission ideas lined up? So yeah, I think I will do some more RSS. I really enjoy it, and I will keep it to miniseries. I think even the Project Moon, the Project Luna, was too long. I think, what was that, 8 episodes? I think that was a bit long for a sandbox series. I prefer like 2 or 3 episode things, and I don't want to do a career mode because... oh my god, they take so long. Like, career mode in RSS is just ridiculous. But yeah, I'll probably do some more little things because there's a lot more to explore and it's just kind of fun. So yeah, I don't really know what I would do next. But if you have a suggestion, put it in the comments. Anyway, there's a bunch of questions now about fighter jet showdown, so I'm going to rattle them off all together. And then it's less about normal stuff and we'll get on to weirder, more fun questions. So the next question is from Carl Anthony Adonis. Would there be another season of Fighter Jet Showdown? And yes, of course. I think there'll probably be a Season 5 and probably a Season 6, just so that I can really do a King of Kings fight. I might do that anyway next, but I would like to do 6 seasons so I can have my 6 fighters and 2 honorable mentions. I don't know. I guess we'll see, because they take a little while. But yeah, anyway, the next season of Fighter Jet Showdown will happen. Probably not for a few months again, partly because I'm away, partly because I like to give it some time, just because, you know, it's good to give it time, because people want to... You want to forget how awesome it was, and it comes back and it's like, oh my god, TAFE is amazing. So, or everyone who builds the aircraft is more amazing. And the next question comes from Kin Chan. May you do a fighter jet showdown in FAR to change things up? FAR, if you don't know, is Ferrum Aerospace, and the answer to that question is no, because it would be cool to do a fighter jet showdown with Ferrum Aerospace because it's more realistic aerodynamics. But so. The way this has to work is I have to get like hundreds of people to send me aircraft so I can distill it down and have no problem getting a bunch of good aircraft. And putting Ferrum Aerospace into it makes it a little more difficult. There's got to be a really low barrier to entry so people don't have to do a bunch of things to do it. Because they probably just won't. Because, I mean, it's like a silly show on the internet. I don't think... all the people who just saw it once and were like, yeah, I'll submit something, they're not going to go and be like, oh, I'm going to craft something in Ferrum Aerospace. So that's also why I keep the rules pretty minimal. Like, I come up with some that are really important, but other than that, it's like, I just want to keep it fairly simple and easy for people to do, because I think that's just the best way to do it. And from, oh fuck, I'm going to mispronounce this, from Quinkai Zhang? Yeah, nailed it? Perfect. Alright, will we have a fighter tank showdown? Probably. I think so, yeah. I'm gonna, when I get home to my PC, I'm gonna check out how it'll work, see if it'll be interesting to watch, see if it's possible, and then I might do a first season, kind of like the first season of Fighter Jet Showdown, where there's like almost no rules, and we just kind of just figure it out and have a mishmash, and it's just fun. And then after that, maybe there'll be like a proper ruled kind of series. Yeah, anyway, that's the last of the Fighter Jet Showdown questions. Let's move on. So, the next question from The Squiggy. What is your favorite YouTube channel? Who inspires you to create content, create the content you do? What stuff do you watch to unwind or get ideas? So, my favorite YouTube channel changes a lot. Like, I have a lot of different favorite ones. You know, one day it'll be Demolition Ranch. Currently, it's more like Potential History and Casually Explained, because those are just kind of fun, explainy things. I like all the film theory, but not film theory, film essay people like Nerdwriter and Carsten Rundquist, or however you say that. They're all pretty cool. But yeah, I think overall, if I had to pick one, I'd say Funhouse, because I think they're just the most consistently, like, funny people. They just... So, Funhouse, formerly Inside Gaming of Machinima, now Funhouse of Rooster Teeth. Sounds like Theodore of Rohan. Sounds like a fucking Lord of the Rings thing. Anyway, yeah, but I think they're consistently the funniest people on YouTube, because they're just great, and it's, yeah, so I think they're probably my favorite. In terms of inspiration, that's kind of hard to say. Like, early on, it was obviously like KSP YouTubers, because I do so much KSP stuff. So like Hot Gaming, Scott Manley, Le Goldfish, all of those kind of people. And this guy Stomp Thompson doesn't really do stuff anymore, but Stomp Thompson was he was like the first person I saw. I was like, oh, that's cool, I want to do that. So yeah, and then now, I don't know who inspires me now. I guess kind of just everyone I watch. I'll see someone who's really eloquent and be like, oh, I'd love to make more explainy video sort of things. Not that I ever really will do like video essays or anything. I don't think that's my forte. I think my forte is being stupid. And then, but like, yeah, like Funhouse, I'll watch them and want to be funnier, and watch Scott Manley or whomever and want to be, you know, like a little more intelligent in some of the space videos where I can explain things. So I think just everyone, you know, just kind of, I don't have a specific inspiration, you know, these days. Anyway, so the next question comes from Georgian Gur 210 Georgian Gur 210 on the Discord. What are your favorite games now and of all time? So I like the ask games because I really have I have a really hard time picking one. But so I think just from each genre. So I like a few genres quite a lot. So I really like grand strategy games, first-person shooters, and then kind of like story games, and then like quirky sort of indie game kind of things. So my favorite strategy game is Hearts of Iron 4 because, well, firstly, World War II is the perfect setting for a video game, and it's just perfect. It's just perfectly complicated, but it just works amazingly, and I have the most fun. Like, I like a lot of other strategy games, like Empire, Total War, and all the other things like that, but Hearts of Iron is definitely the favorite one of them. First-person shooters, which I play quite a lot. Sometimes I get quite good at them. Like, not like pro, but like those are the games I think I get best at. And my favorite one, probably no surprise to people who've seen my channel for a while, is Day of Infamy, because it's just horrible, gritty realism in World War II. Best setting for a video game. And it's just, oh my god, like, it's just horribly realistic. When people get hit by a grenade, their limbs come off, and when you get hit a couple of times by a bullet, you die. Like, it's no absorbing damage until you run into... It's just horrible. It's chance, and like, you've got to have a big team to like storm a building, because if there's machine gun fire, half of you are going to die. There's no like getting around that, and you just need to get the other half in like that, and you can be pinned down, because like, you know, your gunfire will be coming in, and if you stand up and you get hit once, you're going to die. So I just really like Day of Infamy for its just horrible realism, and the community around it's really nice as well. Like, it's just, you play and it's like, oh, well, these people really want to actually do well, and some people just want to have fun, and that's fine, but some people really want to strategize, and it's really good. You should buy it. You should buy it, and sometimes you might see me, and you might shoot me, and I was actually recognized once in a Day of Infamy game, so it can happen. You can shoot me in the face. Anyway, and then... favorite weird, quirky game is definitely Deadbolt. That was actually the game in the announcement for this Q&A. I love Deadbolt. It is, hands down, my favorite indie game. Yeah, no, I think it's maybe not my favorite game of all time, but I think it's the one I think is most perfect. Like, its story has a perfect length. It's perfectly just... The story is just kind of awesome. It makes you feel just sort of like a badass, because because you're a Grim Reaper reclaiming the undead, the zombies, and the vampires and the skeleton people, because they're undead and they should be dead. So you're reclaiming them, and you're going around with like pistols and stuff and shooting them, and it's just fucking awesome, and it's just perfect. It's got a perfect length, and then you can also extend it with like workshop content, and it's just epic fun, and you feel like a badass the whole time. And then my favorite game of all time, probably, if I had to pick one, and also just like story-wise and everything, is Grand Theft Auto 4. It's pretty much most people's least favorite Grand Theft Auto, because, I don't know, it wasn't that big, I don't know. But it is so freaking awesome. I love Grand Theft Auto 4 partly because of that kind of gritty realism thing I mentioned before about Day of Infamy. It feels more real than other Grand Theft Autos, especially 5, and the city feels bigger. Like, it's a smaller map than Grand Theft Auto 5, and that's obvious because there's a big outside of the city in GTA 5, but the city itself feels massive. Liberty City feels way bigger than Los Santos, and obviously because they had to get all that outside the city in 5, but it just feels massive and alive, and the buildings feel huge, and the streets feel claustrophobic, and the city feels more like alive. Like, in GTA 5, you'll go somewhere where you know there are gangs, and you'll fire your gun, and you'll have a gunfight. But in GTA 4, it's more kind of, sort of random. Like, you'll fire your gun somewhere, and nothing will usually happen, but then sometimes in random places, at random times, some other guy's gonna come and start shooting at you, and maybe he has an AK, maybe he has a pistol. It's great. I remember once I was robbing this cafe, I was trying to, like, rob a cafe, fired my gun, and this guy stands up and shoots me in the head with a shotgun, and it's like, oh, where did that come from? And the fist fights are amazing as well. Like, they go on for ages. In GTA 5, you just hit someone once and they're dead. But in 4, it's like just constant slugging, and it's probably best to bring a knife, and if there's another guy there fighting you, you're probably gonna die, and the guns aren't, like, accurate. You don't feel that powerful until you just get really good, and you are powerful, and you get all the weapons, and it's just epic fun, and I love all the little tiny things, like you can pick up bricks and hit people with them, and the DLC it filled in a lot of the holes that were in that game, and the story was just amazing. It was horrible and gritty, and I could talk about GTA 4 forever. I think it is one of the best games of all time, and definitely one of the most criminally underrated games, just because its map wasn't that big and it wasn't super quirky. It was fantastic. I love that game, and I play it a lot. I still go back and play through it occasionally on the PC. It is just, I should stop though, because if you start me talking about why GTA 4 is the best game ever, you'll never hear the end of it. That wasn't very concise, but it's great. Anyway. So the next question comes from Kyle Palmer, and it is, Theresa May or a moldy potato? Like, in what context? Like, as Prime Minister? Then obviously a moldy potato. As, you know, a conversationalist? Well, obviously a moldy potato. A fuck, marry, kill kind of situation? Obviously a potato. Yeah, pretty much, actually, no, fuck the context. It's pretty much always the moldy potato is better than Theresa May. The next question is from Coalfighter. Which KSP mod is your favorite? That has to be BD Armory, no question about that. There's a lot of amazing mods, and I think the modding community around around KSP is absolutely incredible, and definitely the best modding community there is. But yeah, BD Armory for sure. Like, firstly, it kickstarted and continued my whole channel. Like, the first successful videos I made, they were BD Armory. All the series I've made that have been really amazing have been BD Armory. And sure, there's add-on mods, but it's all because of BD Armory. And I think, as much as it turns a cute little game into, like, horrible violence, it is just this perfect KSP is this perfect sandbox for so many things. And it is absolutely a perfect war sandbox, because you got vehicles and modular parts and planes, and it's just great. So yeah, I think BD Armory just took advantage of that perfectly, and I love BD Armory. Next question comes from Harry Rucastle. Do you have a girlfriend? And if yes, when is she going to be in a video? I do indeed. We actually moved in together like a week and a half ago, although I'm in Ireland. Running away. None of that commitment shit. No. Yeah, so I'm here. But yeah, we moved in together, and she has actually been in videos before. She's called Vicky. She was in, I think, Vicky Plays GTA and KSP with Vicky, where we played GTA and then KSP together. Which, that was fun. She's funny. Probably funnier than I am. And yeah, she'll probably be in videos, because she's just going to be about, you know, because I'm going to be in the house and she's going to be there while I'm recording. And yeah, if you want to see it, yeah, she can be in videos. She's funny. Anyway, next question is from Literally a Waffle. Plan for world domination, and what political side would you be on? Yeah, so that's a hard one. Like, how do you take over the world? So I don't think the political side matters that much, except So, you know, the way I'd do it is you want to take over like a big country, like a superpower, a military superpower. And usually in countries, the right are more for war sometimes. So I'd find some giant military superpower, probably just go right a bit, but I'd take my time, you know. I don't want to just rush in and lose. You gotta become something people recognize. So, you know, maybe I'd try and get a little rich, maybe have a few failures along the way, you know, a few bankruptcies, learn from my mistakes, maybe get myself on TV so people really know that I'm the guy. And then I'd run a campaign, get into office, beat some terrible other candidate, you know. And then once I'm in office, you know, well, I mean, the country also would have to be pretty simple, because, like, if it's complicated, it's hard to get in. But you just want to play to people's fears and you know, maybe pick a country with, like, a really stupidly, I doubt it even exists, but, like, something with, like, 2 parties, like, just a 2-party system. Something really easy. And then, then get in. And then just try and destroy notions of, like, truth and, like, what's real, so that no one can ever tell you you're doing anything wrong. And then wield the greatest military in the world to take over all the other countries, because, you know... Oh my god, Jesus Christ, that's happening! So the next question is from Minty Fresh. How long do you see Kerbal Rising lasting? Like the amount of episodes left, and have you and Penguin given any thought to what will come next, or is Kerbal Rising the last series you will do? So, lengthwise, it's hard to say. I'd say probably about as long as Fall of Kerbin. I think 30 episodes each is gonna be about it. I reckon that's how long it'll take. It's hard to say, but I kind of imagine this series going down in less kind of, because Fall of Kerbin, despite it having quite a lot of big deciding battles, did have a lot of grindy fighting, because we had to move across the land, but in space you can just kind of go sort of anywhere. There are rules about it. So I kind of imagine Kerbal Rising will kind of go down in like a few really giant, amazing battles, like giant fleet battles, giant planetary warfare, you know, just battles between moons and things. And there's going to be, like, I reckon maybe 4 or 5 of them, and that'll decide it. So I think that'll happen in about 30 episodes, maybe. It's hard to say. As for what will come next, we haven't talked about it. I don't really know. I'd like to do something after. I mean, I guess we'll see how our lives go, because it's going to be probably about a year of Kerbal Rising, as it tends to be with these sort of series. And, you know, Penguin will be in uni, I'll be a year into work, so it's really hard to say. But I'd like to do more stuff. Like, I really have fun making, series with Penguin. I think they always just turn out really fun. Fall of Kerbin was great. Kerbal Rising is just turning out pretty fun. I mean, I think I had really real doubts that it would work. But it does, and I think the way planetary warfare kind of all works out, I think that makes it really interesting. And that's all Penguin. I do very little planning work, because I'm not that. That's more Penguin's skill, you know. He's good at coming up with series and details. I'm good at saying, yeah, that sounds good, and then recording some videos. So, yeah. Anyway, the next question comes from Jacob Riddle. What would it take for you to come to America and shoot some rifles? Well, probably not that much. That sounds kind of fun. I've actually been invited to Poland by one of my Polish friends to do the same thing, so I might, yeah, do that. Although, I mean, I don't know you, dude, so, like, as nice as the offer is, and as much of not a murderer as I'm sure you are, do you want to come over and shoot some guns? Usually, probably say no to that, but I don't know, maybe. It does sound kind of fun, because, you know, guns are fun. If you're careful with them. Anyway, the next question is from Crone, on the Discord, and it says, do you have any advice for a junior in high school on how to get your life on track, or just tips in general? What do you know now that you would like to have known when you were in high school, and what would you have done differently? Also, will you ever make a dedicated podcast? Well, that's actually a really good question. A little deeper than I usually like to go outside of city skylines. But yeah, high school, or I guess secondary school for me, from Britain, it's a difficult time, because you don't really know what's going to happen, you don't know what it's going to do, you're all kind of awkward, you know? So, as shitty advice as it sounds, my advice is don't worry. Like, things seem really important in high school. So the biggest one, I think, is... So, like, I'll just give some examples of my life. So in high school, when I was doing my GCSEs, which are like 14 to 16, is that how long they are? Anyway, that's the grades there that get you into the next stage, and, you know, kind of are the first big things you do at school. I was like, oh my god, I have to do amazingly, I have to get all A stars, all A's, maybe a few B's, and then I'll be okay. And I basically did that. I got a few less A stars, and I wanted a few more B's, but I got 1 D. in music. And oh my god, my life shattered. I will never get into Cambridge with that D. Oh my god, my life was over. But it didn't fucking matter. Like, I've never thought about that. Like, I'm not a musician. Like, it doesn't affect my life at all. And then the next 2 years, A-level, I was like, I thought, I was like, oh my god, I have to do amazingly. I have to get into, like, the best uni, and I wanted to get into King's. And I kind of fucked that up because I really hated A-level. Like, I often say I hated school, but I didn't hate school. I just hated the last 2 years, A-level, which is 16 to 18, which decide if you get into university, basically. And I didn't do that well. I thought I needed an A, and 2 A's and a B to get into King's, which is what I wanted. I ended up getting a B and 2 C's. Like, I didn't do that great. And I ended up going to Goldsmiths, which is a bit of an art uni, and I was doing computer science, so I was like, this is gonna be only okay, but it turned out to be awesome. Like, I really enjoyed my degree. Like, maybe it would have been fun to go to, like, a more academic, maybe prestigious university, but it didn't fucking matter, and I think I got a great degree out of it. Stuff I wouldn't have gotten at other places, like a lot more, not to sound like, more like actual practical skills, which in computer science, as kind of lame as it sounds, is actually really what you need, more than like, well, I know all of this theory. It's like, fuck you, I can code, so... Yeah, so all these things that, like, seem really important, they are important, and you should work hard in school, but every little thing isn't the end of the world, basically. That's the best advice I have for school, is every little thing, it's not the end of the world. Like, there's always, like, another path, and it all works out great. And, like, I thought from my uni, I was like, oh, man, I'm not gonna get a fucking amazing job. I'm not at Cambridge or whatever, but I got a fucking amazing job. I have a great job at, like, one of the best fucking companies I saw, and it just worked out great, and I'm making good money, and I ended up getting a first on my degree, found that out 2 days ago, so, like, you can fuck up a lot of times and it'll be fine, is what I'm saying. So, it's, like, don't worry. And also that goes for, like, social stuff, like, I'm not the most socially adept person in the world, but... So, like, in school, it's, everything you do, you can't stop thinking about, like, oh, did I look like a fucking idiot today? Does everyone think I'm an asshole? But the best piece of advice I've ever gotten is, they don't think that, because they're just thinking about themselves. They're thinking about the exact same thing, so they don't have time to think about you. Not in a cunty way, just in a, like, they're so worried thinking about everything stupid they did today, that they're not thinking about the stupid things you did. So, like, yeah, don't fucking worry, because of those two things. Everyone's thinking about themselves, and you get a lot of opportunities in life, So, yeah, I hope that helps. I'm not the biggest advice person, because I'm a mess, but I'm a mess and it's still working out fine, so, yeah. The next question comes from Quinton Murdoch, like Rupert Murdoch? Can I have a job? Wait, no, I have a job. Anyway, Quinton Murdoch, have you been to North America? If so, where? And where do you want to go? Well, I have been to North America. I've been to Mexico, which is North America. A lot of people say it's South America. My sister, who has a Spanish degree, goes crazy. She's like, no, it's North America. Anyway, yeah. So I went to Mexico, visited my sister who was living there at the time. And it was pretty cool. It was very intense, and at the time I was kind of a kid, so I was a teenager, so I was really, like, awkward all the time. And it was one of the weirder holidays I've ever been on. But it was cool. I went to this place, Tulum, which is just outside Cancun. And then went to Mexico City. So I feel like I got a really good, like, deal out of that. Like, I feel like it's more fun than just going and sitting in a resort in Cancun. Might as well be anywhere if you're in Cancun. But, like, yeah, I saw Mexico. I had some real good Mexican food. It was good shit. But yeah, as for the rest of North America, yeah, I guess everywhere. Is there anything else? Is it just Canada, United States, and Mexico, or is there a bit of stuff under there? Where does it end? Anyway, yeah, I'd like to go to both the other ones, and anything else there as well, if I have forgotten anything. But yeah, United States, I'd love to just tour the United States. There's so much different shit there. I'd love to, visit New York, and Texas, and Vegas, and Los Angeles, and then a bunch of the northern shit. I want to go to Oregon. How beautiful is Oregon? Jesus. Anyway, yeah, and then Canada as well, because Canada's like America Light, which at first, a few years ago was like, oh, that sounds boring, but now it's like... Yeah, that sounds like the better option. So, yeah, maybe I'd like to go to all of it. It sounds good. Next question is from Kenisha from the Discord. Is the government turning the freaking frogs gay? Actually, no. True story. The frogs are already gay. They're turning them straight so that they overpopulate the world. So that they kill all the humans by eating all the food, and then the fucking lizard people, the reptilian Hillary Clinton, fucking globalist, leftist, fucking reptilians can live alongside the frogs, because they're basically the same. That's what they want! And then the last just kind of set of questions, which all look kind of cool, which I'll just read it from the doc on the Discord. Were you forced to go to the ship part of Ireland, aka the North? I mean, I guess I was technically forced. I had to come here for training, but it seems pretty nice. I have been told to leave for the 12th, though. But yeah, no, it seems really cool, but I am biased because they're putting me up in a hotel, they're paying for all my dinners, so I'm eating out every night, and Belfast has good food. And yeah, but yeah, it's pretty good. And then, are you thinking of going to the Republic of Ireland, the nice part of Ireland? I would like to go to the Republic of Ireland, actually. I might do it while I'm here, because it's just that way. That way? It's one of the ways. I think it's that way. So yeah, so I'd just go that way. I'd like to check out some stuff because I don't know, I've never been to Ireland. So yeah, I'll probably check it out. What is your favorite car? Yeah, I should say Tesla because it's like that's the cool internet car. But no, it's always going to be Aston Martin DB5 Zagato. That's the coolest fucking car. You know, I'll destroy the world by driving a Zagato. I don't give a fuck. What is my favorite gun? I mean, I don't know. I haven't fired that many guns in my life because I'm British. I mean, I fired like the Lee Enfield number 8, which is the lamest Lee Enfield. It's a 22 for training cadets. And then like the SA-80 and like over-under double barrels. So I don't have a ton of experience actually firing guns, but if I had to pick like an actual favorite gun, just from like looks and it being James Bond's gun, I would pick the Walther PPK or the Beretta 418. The Beretta 418 is like this tiny little ugly 25 caliber gun, but it's Bond's original gun, so you've got to fucking love it. But the PPK is probably the coolest gun in my opinion. But I mean, I don't know, I've never used it. Intel or AMD and why? I don't know. For a while, I had an AMD processor because it was cheaper. So I think if you're going for cheap, AMD is good. Then I got an Intel processor because, you know, I was like, this seems better. But now AMD is doing way better stuff. Like their Threadripper and their Ryzen seem pretty good. So I think it's kind of anyone's game at this point. So I mean, I don't know. I couldn't pick right now. Actually, I think it's a good time to be buying processors, not GPUs though. You fucking cryptocurrency miners. What would be my dream company to work for? The company I'm currently working for. The one I'm working at right now. No, I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, I like working where I'm working now, but I mean, I don't know what my dream company would be. Like, you kind of want to say like SpaceX, Tesla, but it sounds really shitty to work for Elon Musk because he demands too much, and also like you die in factories or something if the news is correct. And then SpaceX sounds difficult. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of working for Google, but I kind of just get lost there. I want to create my own company, or work for a company that someone creates. The company I want to work for hasn't been invented yet, because, you know, I think working for startups would be really fun. Anyway, that is all the questions. Those last bunch were all from the doc, by the way, if I didn't make that clear. Yeah, rattled off a few. But anyway, yeah, this has been like half an hour, so I'll call it a day here. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope my answers have been acceptable, and hopefully I'll get some more content out in the next 4 weeks. It's hard to say because I'm going to be back quite a bit, but it's just hard to say. So yeah, I'll give it a shot, but if not, I'll see you in a month. This has been my Q&A. I'll see you next time.